everything we do, everything we feel comes down to either love or fear. Kim Kessler is going to be sharing the lessons that she's learned about love, what love really is, and how every story is a love story, including yours. So, with that, Kim Kessler's in the house.
So I have a question. Do you know how loved you are? It's okay if you don't. It doesn't change the truth. I might not know that 2 plus 2 equals 4, but it still does. It equals 4 every time. Why don't we know such a simple truth? Because we aren't always taught the truth. Instead, we get shoddy lessons about love from shit consciousness of our parents. And every person that we interact with learned it from their parents. And every parent got it from their parents. And God bless them, they're all doing the best they can with what they're taught. But I think deep down, we do know that we're loved. Our true self, our highest self, always knows, but we forget. So I grew up believing I was loved. My parents loved me. God loved me. But little by little, my belief changed. I still believed I was loved, but I didn't necessarily believe it was permanent. Love began to feel conditional. I was loved because I was a good kid. One lesson that I got from my mother, whether she knows it or not, is that love stays. That's how you prove that you love someone. You stay no matter what. So the flip side to that lesson was that if someone left, it was because they didn't love me. That led to a lot of suffering whenever someone inevitably did leave. Because dads die and high school boyfriends aren't forever. Go figure. This taught me to go above and beyond for others, to prove how much I loved them, how much I loved her. Because after losing one parent, the greatest fear is losing the other. Caught up in my fear, it was really easy to lose myself. More recently, I've learned some other things about love. So, as an editor who helps people develop their stories into books, I noticed a pattern. No matter what genre a story was, whether it was action adventure, crime, family saga, every story was full of relationships. Every kind of relationship, not just lovers. You've got parents and children, siblings, friends, enemies, you name it. Every kind of human interaction could be seen through the lens of relationship. And something dawned on me. Every story is a type of love story. In a crime story, the detective loves justice and shows love for the victim by hunting down clues to catch the killer. And so it goes in every type of story. For me, looking at stories through the lens of love and human connection and or lack of love and lack of connection gave me fresh insight into what a character would do and why. But it wasn't until I met Rita that I was able to apply this lesson to myself. We first met at a writing event. Rita's husband, Carl, is a fellow story nerd, and she is completely supportive of him, as you can imagine. And we connected, and she shared some intuitive insight with me about my childhood, about my mother. Months later, when I had a flare up of anger around my mother, I reached out to Rita for help through Facebook Messenger. We hadn't really actually talked other than that one time in that event. And I went and found her, messaged her, and I'm like, "Hi, we met at this thing, and I need your help." Anyway, it was really, really good. So I reached out to Rita for help. And through an old-fashioned phone call, she walked me through my messy thought patterns, my limiting beliefs, and my charged emotions that were holding me hostage. She taught me that love is really all there is. It's the fabric woven through the universe, the connection that binds atoms together in everything all around us and within us. Love is always there. It's always true. Fear, on the other hand, is a lie. It's something we experience, but that doesn't make it true. There are only two core emotions, love and fear, and yet only love is real. My husband told me a quote he'd read once. I've experienced many terrible things in my life, a few of which actually happened, which is so relatable. Fear tells us we're alone, even though we're connected, that we're failures, even though we can't lose. Fear is scarcity and loss, but love is abundance and growth. Fear gives us abandonment and rejection, but love is complete connection and acceptance. Rita taught me that everything we do, think, and feel comes down to either love or fear. If I'm in truth, I can't help but be in love. But if I'm in fear, it means there is some piece of truth that I am missing. So now, after working with Rita, I now look at practically everything through the lens of love and connection, or fear and disconnection. So I ask myself these questions. What am I feeling? Why do I feel what I feel? Is it from a place of love or is it from a place of fear? If it's from fear, what truth am I missing about the situation? And I do the same thing with thinking. What am I thinking? Why do I think what I think? Do I think what I think from a place of love or is it from a place of fear? If it's from fear, what is the truth I'm missing about the situation? What am I doing? Why do I want what I want? Is it from a place of love or is it from a place of fear? If fear, what is the truth that I'm missing? Because if I'm in truth, I'm in love. So if I'm not in love, then I must be missing something of truth. So it's this little thought experiment that I run now all the time. I now fundamentally believe that love is the way we are meant to experience life always. In truth, I can experience love and give love to others under any circumstances. It does not mean that life will be without pain, simply that it does not need to be spent in fear, walking around numbed out and asleep to self or steeped in anxiety. When I love someone and they leave, I may experience pain and sadness that they are gone, but I do not need to be afraid of living without them. And even if I am afraid, that's okay. I am still loved. Rita taught me the truth of who I really am, that I am love, I am love, I am love, and I am loved. From this place of truth, I am not afraid. I can get angry at my mom when I don't agree with her, and I can still love her. I could not talk to her for a month, and I can still love her. I can leave and still love her. I can be left and still be loved. I can leave and still be loved. So every story is a love story, but to be more accurate, every story is a self-love story. Your story and my mom's story included. So even if you don't, in fact, know how loved you are, and you want to wriggle away when I tell you how loved you are, it doesn't change the truth of you, that you are love, you are love, you are love, and you are loved. Rita taught me that. So take a deep breath and ask yourself, what can I do to show myself more love today? Because as Rita says, you deserve more love and not less. I love you. So